Another day, another rebuke for the Delhi government. The Supreme Court today has once again pulled up the Aam Aadmi Party government and Delhi's top cop for not implementing the firecracker ban strictly. Lambasting them, the top court said it was because of their negligence that the pollution level was higher in the city as compared to the last 2 years. Expressing strong concerns about pollution, the top court has now issued a notice to the police commissioner seeking answers regarding the poor enforcement of the cracker ban. The top court has given him a week's time to respond. In fact, the court also stated that some strict actions such as sealing of premises should be taken against those violating firecracker ban in Delhi. It also noted a rise in farm fires, calling for affidavits from the Punjab and Haryana governments. Delhi, remember, is even facing challenges ahead of the Chhath Puja celebrations from 5th to 8th November. The clearly visible foam highlights the deteriorating water quality in the region, raising health and safety concerns for the devotees who will perform rituals along the riverbank. In response, authorities have deployed chemical defoamers to tackle the pollution. Meanwhile, Delhi's Chief Minister Atishi visited a designated Chhath Ghat today, ensuring that preparations are in place for the festival, although she notably avoided the nearby Yamuna banks where garbage is reportedly floating. The air quality index in the region is nearing severe levels, adding to the urgency of addressing both water as well as air pollution in Delhi NCR. All right, let's talk more about this and get a perspective from, the environmental point of view and, of course, what our political representatives had to say about this. On the broadcast, I'm joined by Advocate Anmol Panwar, spokesperson for Aam Aadmi Party, Dr. Anil Gupta, spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, Omesh Saigal, former Chief Secretary of Delhi, and Bhavreen Kandhari, environmentalist and member My Right to Breathe. They're all joining me on the broadcast. Good evening and namaskar to all of you. Advocate Anmol Panwar, let me start with you. A strong rebuke, a strongly worded statement that came out of the top court of this country today, rebuking your government in the national capital, asking you why the firecracker ban was not implemented. Your reaction to this and what do you have to say on it?
See, the firecracker ban, which was imposed by the Honorable Supreme Court, the primary responsibility of enforcing this ban is on Delhi police. And we have seen that how the BJP spokesperson were openly advocating for bursting of firecrackers in blatant violation of the law of the land. And the Delhi police, which reports directly to the Bharatiya
So
Janata
what is
Party,
the role of the Delhi government, Advocate Panwar, in implementing the firecracker ban?
We already submitted a detailed action plan because Supreme Court has time and again expressed the concern that enforcement is a very big challenge because the Delhi police, they have failed in their responsibility of enforcing the ban. And it's not happened this year, it has happened in the past as well.
Dr. Anil Gupta, you want to respond to this? The fact that, Advocate Panwar is completely putting the onus on the Delhi police, saying it was their duty and they failed to do so.
Yeah, good evening to you and all the viewers. Delhi Trade and Tax Department, the GST department, the SDM, they all comes under the Delhi government. Whosoever purchase the firecrackers, whoever manufacture, they are registered with the Delhi government, the dealers and all these things. And the production is normally done in the Tamil Nadu, the Sivakasi. Why the Delhi government has allowed the purchase of these firecrackers into Delhi by their dealers? Why there is no deregistration of the dealers who deals in the firecrackers? If it is available, only it is because they take GST, the taxes from these dealers. The Delhi police is a law enforcement agency. When a dealer purchase, they import something or something, it is with the permission or it is with the permission of the Delhi government officials. Maybe it is the trade tax departments, or the SDMs. Just blaming the Delhi police not an issue, is just a bypassing things, because Delhi government takes a lot of revenue from this, whatever the decision, and not only this firecrackers, even the stubble burning incidents have increased a lot. We have been mentioning in the past that they should talk to the Punjab, to the Haryana and others. till day before yesterday, 4,000 incidents of stubble burning have been reported in Punjab, and the areas has also increased. Few incidents has also uh, flare up in the neighboring other stores, but they are not carrying. One more thing, for last 10 years, they have failed to control the air pollution because every year they just do the cosmetic work. They are not working on the source of pollution, the PM 2.5 and 10. Even I just checked today, PM 2.5 yesterday and today has crossed 1,000. And they are not taking care of the source of the pollution, the dust, the C&D waste, the vehicular pollution, but they just blame the central government. Though central government has given a lot of amount under the National Clean Air Program, but for dust mitigation, they are not done. You take your camera to anywhere in the city, you will find lot of potholes, lot of
Anmol
dust
Pawar to
generating.
respond to this. Anmol
Yeah, so
Pawar,
this thing,
this is something that the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi is constantly accused of playing the blame game. Every time there is some sort of problem that Delhi faces, you have somebody to blame. This time as well, the BJP was blamed when toxic foam appeared on the Yamuna River, which is an unfortunate annual occurrence. Saying that it's the BJP which wants to kill the people of Delhi and the citizens of Delhi. Why this blame game? Why is it that you are not able to change the course which you yourself had promised to Delhiites, which you yourself had said that Delhi will have reduced or better weather conditions or reduced pollution in all of these areas and for people to breathe better air quality?
We have taken a number of steps to reduce the pollution in Delhi, and we have discussed this time and again that the pollution in Delhi has reduced significantly by more than 35%. And in fact, in Punjab, as far as stubble burning is concerned, their own central agency data says that stubble burning incidents have come down significantly. But I have few questions for the BJP spokesperson, and some of the concerns have also been expressed by the Honorable Supreme Court today. That why are you delaying the Punjab government's proposal to release funds for tractors and drivers for small farmers, even after ample time has been given by the Honorable Supreme Court itself? Question number two, why were you advocating for bursting of firecrackers despite a complete ban by the Honorable Supreme Court, considering the health and safety of the residents of Delhi? Question number three, what concrete actions have your central government taken to deal with this northern India problem? Because it's not just about Delhi, it's about the whole North India. And my question number four is, with the Delhi government consistently writing to the central government about calling a meeting of all the North Indian states, why haven't a single response been given on that communication which was made by the environmental minister, Mr. Gopal Rai? Do you have answers to that, Mr. Gupta?
Dr. Anil Gupta, you want to come in on that? The fact when there was a ban on firecrackers, why was it that firecracker use was being propagated, was being promoted?
And I just can I have 10 seconds more? You talked about Yamuna.
Yeah, yes, quickly complete your point and then I'll get Dr. Anil Gupta to respond to you, Advocate Pawar.
We have seen that a few months back, the Lieutenant Governor was taking the credit for cleaning Yamuna. And it is very interesting that it is only around this Chhat festivities, just 10 days before that, that Yamuna develops excessive foam each year. Because the BJP's dirty politics is responsible for that. They release untreated waste, effluents, detergents from adjoining states of Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. That is why we see this foam developing only for 10 days out of 365 days in a year. So they must answer that why are they against
Dr. Anil Gupta, go ahead, please respond. Okay.
I think...
Dr. Gupta, go ahead.
I think the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson should have studied before coming to the debate. I have checked the September and October report of Delhi Pollution Control Committee. When the Yamuna enters into the Delhi at Palla, the dissolved oxygen level is 8 or 9. The fecal coliform is roughly 1,200. And they have the monitoring at the 8 points in throughout the Delhi 40-kilometer range. But when Yamuna leaves Delhi at Okla, the dissolved oxygen is zero. That is their own report. The fecal coliform is roughly 10 lakhs. Fecal coliform means all this untreated waste. Their own report says that out of 37 STP plant of Delhi government, only the 22 are not meeting the parameters. Out of 22 drains, only 8 have tapped. Others
Okay.
are directly. This is a report, you can check. One more thing. Last year, Honorable Helji has formed a high power committee for monitoring and for cleaning of the Yamuna. Aam Aadmi Party government went to this Honorable Supreme Court and there they have stopped, disbanded this high power committee. They said they will do. They have not done these things. About the, this is a condition. Now,
Okay.
and just a minute, let me reply all the things which you have allowed him to speak. And for this dust mitigation, under the NK Pran, the fund has been released to the Delhi government. They are now spending. 10 days before, there was a decision in the Honorable Supreme Court about the C&D waste. Delhi generates roughly 11,000 tons of C&D waste. As per the Delhi government record, regularly, daily, 3,100 C&D waste, they are not able to treat. It is lying on the vacant plot in the road. Lot of dust is generated. You can check the record of the Honorable Supreme Court. So they have not, they are busy only in the cosmetic union, this winter action plan, something. Can they name even a single point where the source of air pollution is being eliminated? No, they will just do odd even, they will just do this putting marshal on there, they will just do the hotspot and all this. Everybody knows, even a normal BSc student know what is the source of pollution. Source of pollution is stubble burning, is the dust mitigation and the vehicular pollution. Can they name even a single point? The environmentalists are there also in your channel, they can mention. They have not done only the cosmetic work.
Okay, Dr. Anil Gupta, you've made your point. I have to get in Mr. Omesh Saigal and Bhavreen Kandhari as well into this discussion. Bhavreen Kandhari, before I try and understand from Mr. Saigal why and how these bans are not implemented, I want to understand from you. As if this political war of words between Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP was not enough for all of us in the national capital, we also have Lahore blaming India for the kind of air pollution it has. That's the kind of hilarious situation that Pakistan is creating for itself. But on a more serious note, Bhavreen, we've talked about this earlier, about the firecracker ban, about the kind of pollution that we see in Delhi, air as well as water. With the bans having been ordered by the top court, none other than by the top court of this country, yet citizens go ahead and, flout those bans, violate the guidelines that are put in place. And we're back to that situation. This is an annual conversation that we have around this time.
Yes, absolutely. And this is, clearly a systemic failure, at every level, from planning and implementation, which I've been saying, to the state government, that, of course, you can't come in September and October and announce a ban. It means nothing because manufacturing has been done and they've distributed everywhere. And then to implementation and to oversight, enforcement. So this is it sends a very, very concerning and a very troubling message of what we saw again. The laws which are actually designed to protect the citizens are now being openly flouted, like you said. And it's not only crackers on a daily basis, whether you're violating the solid waste management bylaws of 2016 by not segregating, incinerating mixed waste, or this annual disregard for, firecracker bans, or the countless violations. I mean, I'm saying that on my tweet feed there are countless violations which the citizens are showing of factories, industries, plants, waste to energy incinerators, their construction sites, everything. There is absolutely a widespread disregard for law. I think the courts and the regulatory bodies and the law enforcement will have to view these as breaches, and this has to be actually challenged. If they want to be serious, they want to be respected. After all, judiciary and had a role, which is simply missing. Now, simply issuing fines that on a routine is not going to help. So that means the violators will have to face stricter consequences. They have to be prosecuted, jailed. This is for the people violating as well as the officers who are not doing the job. And that is clearly missing. And that is this is the reason that on everything that I've named, not only the cracker ban, pretty much most of the laws are being flouted and on a daily basis. I don't know why we are even tolerating it. And also to call this an environmental issue, this is a health issue. There are people dying. Our children are going to live 10 to 12 years lesser. This is a health issue now. This is a public health issue. It's a public health crisis.
Emergency. This is a public health emergency, Bhavreen, and we need to be more proactive in the kind of steps we are taking instead of blame game. Let me bring in Mr. Saigal. Mr. Saigal, thank you very much for patiently waiting and listening through this entire debate. I'll come back to you, Bhavreen. Mr. Saigal, you know, the fact of the matter is we can put as many bans and as many rules in place, but the implementation is what matters. Can I understand from you why we're not able to do so at the level through which it has to come, the implementation, the strict action that needs to be taken, whether it's Delhi's air pollution, the firecracker ban, or other rules that are put in place when we are trying to tackle this huge challenge in front of us?
I think when we talk of implementation, I'll be talking only of Diwali period, cracker ban, because I don't think there was any other law which has been passed which could be implemented. Now the cracker ban, of course, has been not implemented properly, and there is no doubt about that. But I leave it to the courts to decide as to who is responsible for that. I think here also, the court should also keep in mind that there is a public, they have a view on the way they should celebrate the festivals. And if firecrackers create pollution, it's only for a temporary period. It is for this 3 or 4 day period. How is it that the pollution level has spiked today? And why is it there is no firecrackers in Lahore? Why is it that the pollution level has spiked so much in Lahore? There is something in North India that creates North India and maybe even West Pakistan, which has similar conditions, too much of dust, too much of, in fact, I remember Ruth Jhawarwala's book called Heat and Dust. And that is the feature which this British girl, married an Indian, has noticed, that heat and dust, these are 2 factors of India. Now, how can you control dust on a wide scale level is an issue which basically is for the planners to decide. It needs thought. You can't just leave it to the SHOs and you can't leave it to the inspectors or 10,000 people engaged to keep the pollution in check. Nothing is going to happen from there. We must check, and it is rightly said by the Delhi government that this is the North India problem. This is not merely a Delhi problem. Of course, Delhi has a bigger problem than neighboring states have, but Noida, Ghaziabad, your Shadra, these places are no better. And even Agra and Lucknow or Patna, if you see the pollution levels there, they are pretty high. It is a problem of weather. So I'm not saying that there can be no solution to the problem. After all, the Americans have found a solution. But then there has to be, somebody has to sit down and work. Can't leave it to the police commissioner in Delhi that you sit down and work it out, or leave it to any single officer to implement. And now saying this, I think the problem of pollution is a much more difficult one, and I think an expert who knows much this better than me will be better able to answer your question. But as far as the river pollution is concerned, I think I made a lot of study of this when I was there, because there was a Supreme Court order which said that it has to be brought down within 6 months. I'm talking of 99, and 25 years later it is worse. And what is the problem there? The problem is 40% of Delhi is unauthorized constructions. There is no proper sewage. The sewage just goes into the stormwater drains. The stormwater drains are actually meant to take the rainwater there during the monsoons. And now you find in any stormwater drain, you go now and see, and you will find water flowing there. That water is what? That is sewage. That is not treated. That the Lieutenant Governor, some 4 months back, when he was chairing the High Power Committee, he was working on that. He was working on that, and for Nazafgarh Nala, he had actually proposed a solution. But before he could really implement it in his own way, his committee was disbanded because they said it is a transfer subject. It is not something with which you should interfere. I don't think we should have done that. Anybody who is trying to improve the conditions in Delhi should be allowed to do so. And if the Lieutenant Governor has the power, much more than the Delhi government has, because he has the DDA and the police also under him, he is a much better coordinator. And I think the Supreme Court must change its order and say, okay, Lieutenant Governor, you please do it. It's because you must check these 30%, 40% of sewage which goes untreated into the Yamuna. Let's not forget that. 40% of the total sewage in Delhi goes untreated into the Yamuna, into the river. And that is the reason for the terrible situation in the Yamuna river. And it can be tackled, but it has to be tackled in a methodical way, spending money. But much more than money is a proper plan and proper implementation of that plan. I think the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi is much better placed here, and a committee in which the Chief Minister is also there, or the other ministers are also there, would be a very, very good solution to solve this problem of untreated sewage. Now these, you can keep on blaming Jal Board, you can keep on blaming Aam Aadmi Party. I will not play that blame game. Anybody who comes is going to face this problem. These unauthorized colonies, by law, protected by law. They are protected by a parliament's law. You can't do that. You can't remove them. They are now all being given authorization. And is there a proper sewage there?
Yeah.
Is the sewage being treated properly? And from the last 40 years, 30% of Delhi's sewage is going untreated into the Yamuna. We must remove that immediately. And it is not something that cannot be done. I think environment is a much bigger problem, but Jamuna cleaning is not that bigger a problem. And it how Ganga has been cleaned. How beautifully when you go to Varanasi, you will see how clean the Ganga is. And you find fish there, you find
basically,
people
Mr.
drinking water
Saigal,
from the
where
Ganga.
there's a will, there is
If the Ganga
certainly
can
a
be
way,
treated,
and
why not the
political
Jamuna?
blame game is something that will not help any of us. But quickly, before I wrap up, Advocate Anmol Panwar, you wanted to come in. Please go ahead.
See, we have banned all the industries in Delhi to ensure that the water of Yamuna remains clean. But we have witnessed that only during the Chhat celebrations, the polluted river, especially from the Najafgarh drain from Haryana side and Sahibabad drain from Uttar Pradesh side, more than 200 million gallon per day is released, which is nothing but untreated waste, industrial discharge, just to
No,
hamper
Advocate
the
Amol Panwar, you
festivities
are again getting
of.
into the blame game, and
It's not about, it's the
I say this
reality.
from personal
It's
experience.
the
It is not
reality.
during Chhat Puja
The
only that the
STPs,
Yamuna river is polluted. I cross the
the
Yamuna every day
STPs,
from Delhi to Uttar Pradesh. I travel for work, and I see it full. I see it being polluted. I see it as being full of garbage and trash, and that is something that only rises during this time around. I have paucity of time. I have to wrap it up. To all my guests on the show, Anmol Panwar, Dr. Anil Gupta, Mr. Omesh Saigal, and Ms. Bhavreen Kandhari. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us and sharing your perspective. Thank you very much.